There was once a woman who lived in a small house at the edge of a noisy city. Her life had never been easy. She had lost her husband when her only son was still learning to walk. But that loss didn't break her, it made her stronger. Every morning before sunrise, she would wrap a faded shawl around her shoulders and head to work. She stitched clothes, cooked meals for others, and washed dishes in nearby homes. Her hands were rough, her back ached, but her eyes carried only one dream: that her son would never have to struggle like her. When the boy was little, she used to whisper while feeding him, "My son will grow up to be someone great. He will study, work hard, and live a life of peace." And truly, she kept her promise to him. She denied herself every comfort, never bought new clothes, never went to a restaurant, never took a day off. Every rupee she earned was spent on his school fees, uniforms, and books. When others laughed at her patched clothes, she smiled and said, "I'm saving for my son's future." Years rolled by. The boy became a young man. He completed his studies and got a decent job in a company. The mother's eyes filled with pride the day he wore his first office shirt. She thought, "Now my son will take care of me. Now I can finally rest." But life doesn't always go the way mothers dream. At first, the son called her every evening, telling her about his office, his boss, and his dreams. But soon the calls became shorter, less frequent. He moved to another city for a better job. His mother would wait by the phone, sometimes staring at it for hours. When it finally rang, her face would light up. But his words were always the same: hurried, distracted. "Amy, I'm busy right now. I'll call later." Later never came. She still prayed for him every night. Before sleeping, she would look at his childhood photo and say, "Ya Allah, protect my son. Keep him happy. I don't need anything else." Time passed. The son got married to a woman from a wealthy family. His new wife didn't like his old mother's simplicity. She found her outdated, old-fashioned, and embarrassing. Whenever the mother called, the wife would whisper, "Why does she call so often? Doesn't she have anything better to do?" Slowly, the son began to feel the same way. He stopped visiting his mother and made excuses whenever she asked to see him. One day, the mother decided to save all the little money she had, small gifts from neighbors, a few savings from her stitching work, and opened a small bank account. She wasn't saving for herself. She thought maybe someday her son would need it. Years went by, and the balance grew little by little. Then one weekend, after almost a year, the son finally decided to visit her, but not out of love. He had recently discovered that he and his wife were expecting a baby. The thought of expenses and responsibilities made him anxious. When he arrived, his mother was so happy that she forgot all her pain. She cooked his favorite food, lentils, bread, and sweet rice, and kept asking about his life. He answered politely, but his eyes wandered around the room. That's when he noticed a bank book near her prayer mat. He picked it up casually, pretending to read it. When he opened it, his heart skipped a beat. There was money in that account. A decent amount, enough to buy the things he wanted. A thought crept into his mind. After all, it's her money, but someday it'll come to me anyway. What's wrong if I use it now? That night, while she slept, he used her phone to transfer the money into his account. The next morning, when she went to check her balance, her heart sank. The account was empty. She sat silently for a long time. She didn't cry. She didn't even ask him. She just whispered, "Ya Allah, if my son has taken it, please forgive him. He doesn't know what he's doing." A few hours later, he hugged her and left, pretending everything was normal. Days later, he and his wife went on a luxury trip. They stayed in fancy hotels, wore expensive clothes, ate lavish meals, and shared smiling pictures online. Every post had captions like "living our best life." But deep inside, he felt a strange emptiness. Every time he looked at his phone, he saw his mother's old face in his mind. He tried to ignore it, but guilt has a voice louder than silence. One night during the trip, they were driving back to their hotel, when suddenly a truck came from the opposite side. The car lost control. The wife screamed. Tires screeched. The sound of metal crashing filled the air. When he opened his eyes, everything was a blur. His wife was lying beside him, bleeding and unconscious. Hours later, in the hospital, the doctor said she would survive but would need a long and expensive treatment. The same money he had stolen began to disappear day by day. Medical bills, medicines, travel costs. Within weeks, he was left with nothing. He sat outside the hospital one night, broken. He finally realized that the peace he had been chasing with money was gone. The money that came from betrayal had brought only misery. He returned home months later. His mother opened the door, weak but smiling softly. The moment he saw her face, he fell at her feet and burst into tears. "Ammi, I'm sorry. I took your money. I thought it was mine. But I was wrong. I lost everything because of it." The mother placed her trembling hands on his head and said gently, "My son, I forgave you long before you asked. But remember, when a person hurts someone who loves them selflessly, life finds its own way to teach them. What you give to others always comes back, good or bad." He cried for a long time. The room was silent except for his sobs. After that day, everything changed. He took care of his mother with full heart. He started working again, honestly, humbly. Every rupee he earned felt like a blessing. Sometimes at night, when his mother would sleep, he would watch her silently and think, "How blind I was. She gave me her life, and I stole her peace." Months later, his wife recovered. She too had changed. The pain they went through had opened her heart. She began to respect the mother-in-law she once ignored. Together, they rebuilt their lives. Slowly, the son began to understand the real meaning of wealth. It was not in the numbers inside a bank, but in the prayers of a mother who asks nothing in return. Years passed peacefully. Then one morning, his mother didn't wake up. She had passed away quietly in her sleep, with her prayer beads still in her hands. The son felt as if a part of his soul had gone with her. He buried her with his own hands. After the burial, he sat beside her grave and whispered, "Ammi, I finally understand what you meant. I searched for peace and money, but it was always in your dua. Forgive me for realizing it too late." The wind blew softly, as if her soul had heard him. From that day, the son dedicated his life to helping others, especially the elderly and poor mothers who reminded him of his own. He would visit old homes, donate to widows, and tell everyone, "Never hurt your mother. Even when she's silent, her prayers shape your destiny." Whenever people asked why he did so much charity, he would smile and say, "Because one mother's forgiveness gave me a second life." Almohadilla, 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 asterisco moral, asterisco, asterisco. Money can buy comfort, not peace. Greed can fill pockets, not hearts. A mother's prayer is the only wealth that never fades, and her tears are more valuable than gold. If you have your mother with you, you are already the richest person in the world. Asterisk, asterisk.